This week in Tech Tuesday, we talk about user onboarding, what it is, how to get it right, and how data science leverages it to get one-to-one personalization. Onboarding data is the stuff that you collect before you have a relationship with your user. It's the very, very beginning stage. And if it's done right, a company can learn a whole lot about new users coming in. We love this as data scientists because it gives us a huge leg up on personalization, the things that we're aiming for the most in e-commerce. So when I think about what makes really, really effective onboarding, well, let's take a step back. The first thing is to make sure that there's some sort of end in sight for the user, right? So the user comes in, starts clicking on movies the person has seen in the past, clothes the person likes to wear, brands, sizes, fits, things like this. Then we've got all this data, right? And we put all that together and we start to get a picture of what the user's preferences are. User finishes, then there's this expectation. I've given you all this stuff, now what's in it for me? And users know that what's in it for me part is coming. So they'll answer a lot of questions. And in fact, we've actually seen that we can add questions to onboarding at times and we see a higher customer lifetime value. We definitely see a drop off in number of users who finish. And the reason is, I think, is because users who go all the way through onboarding, and it's quite lengthy, they feel like they've really done some work. And so they're going to stick with the service a bit more seriously. And tire kickers will just fall off as more onboarding questions are added. So you might see that if you add onboarding questions, you get even a little bit higher LTV. When we've collected a bunch of onboarding data, what do data scientists do with it? The first thing we can do is we can build a classification algorithm. It's a fancy way of saying, especially for human-in-the-loop type businesses, if there's going to be a human interaction with a lead, then that lead better be qualified. And that's what these classification algorithms can do. They can say, this is a more serious lead, put this user down the path of getting a little bit more personalized help to make sure that person gets the attention that he or she needs. The next thing we can do is right away start providing personalized recommendations in terms of products. So Netflix is probably my favorite example of this. They generally ask to click on a few movies that you've seen or shows, and immediately they'll just give you, this curated list ranked just for you of things you'll probably want to see. Of course, it gets better over time, but without that onboarding, they'd be stuck with something like popularity or what people in your neighborhood like if they're looking at your IP address, something like that. And finally, the last thing we do with onboarding is we look at user clustering. And so we can take all of the onboarding answers along with how people have interacted with the products or services that a company offers. We can take that holistic picture, we can find clusters in there, and then we can go off and inform marketing teams to say, here's a way to message these people in the way that they're probably going to respond to. So I hope that was helpful. That's a fairly high-level overview of onboarding. If you want to hear a bit more about it, check out our Tech Tuesday email newsletters and subscribe now. Thank you very much.